after really struggling to try to get the next one done, I was faced with what a lot of filmmakers get faced with after they have a little bit of a festival run is like, okay, I haven't made a film now. At that point, it was 5 years. What do I do? You know, how do I get something off the ground? How do I write something that's more commercial or whatever? And I decided to kind of go back into the trenches, and I did a movie, the last one that I did for just like $80,000, made a feature, and we shot it in 12 days. And you know, it was one of those scenarios too where, you know, I was like, what kind of gear are we gonna go with? My DP, who is brilliant, and she, you know, she had the Red Epic and all this other kind of stuff, and I was like, you know what, I can't bring all that to bear, so we went out and bought a GH2 for $800, slapped her cinema lenses on there, and we went to Vegas and we made a movie. So, you know, I guess the point of all of this is, you know, you have to have something ready when your thing gets out there. What's next? Always have something, you know, another bullet in the chamber, because, you know, the opportunities do arise, and then if you're not ready to take advantage of them, then, you know, you kind of, I can probably say this for most people, it moves really fast. And, you know, when you're cranking out work and you're always out there, people remember you. And I think another, not to keep going back to mistakes, but another thing I wish I would have done more of was create some short work after the feature. I kind of got into this mindset that it's features or bust. And, you know, Roger, I think we can talk about a friend of ours like Calvin, who continued, you know, was made features and continued to do shorts. And, right. And you know, now I've been doing a lot of that lately is you know, getting people together and shooting a short for $400, you know, and just keeping the ideas going.
Yeah, as creatives, you want to stay creative, but also from a visibility perspective, people embracing you and your work, you got to show them that you're just not a one-hit wonder, you know.
Or you're a machine like Joe Swanberg.
And
is he a machine? He's a cyborg.
Mina, do you have anything to share with the?
Yes, I do. Mira.
Mira, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Sorry, I was like, should I correct him?
Yeah, you should.
All right, yeah. I decided to. You did
the right thing.
Let me think. I mean, one of the things I was thinking, and just overhearing the end of the last panel, is I think it took me a while to understand what networking actually meant, because everyone talks about how this is a relationship-based business, and I think that's really, really true. The reason I got to make a second film after I made my first one is because of the relationships I have, Mark Stolaroff being one of them, who introduced me to the producers that were developing the second film I ended up directing. But what I didn't really grasp until more recently is that networking is what you're really going after are relationships. Networking isn't just about exchanging emails and you know, like having these kind of very momentary connections. What you're looking to do when you actually meet people that you actually get a sense will be able to support and facilitate various opportunities, or not even that, just facilitate yourself as like a creative thinker and as a filmmaker. What you're looking to do is start a relationship. It's like dating. It's you really are trying to connect with people and get to know them, and know them as much as you're trying to get them to know who you are. And I think for a long time I just thought of it as this like kind of carousel exchange of business cards, which I know has been happening a lot even today. And I think that what it took me a while to realize is that it's actually more work than that, and relationships are actually exactly that. They're relationships you need to cultivate over time and put time into, and that's a lot and exhausting, but you have to do it.
There's a Tim Ferriss podcast that I listened to. It was all about that. Like, you go to South by Southwest and just meet one person. Like, don't meet 90 people and get a bunch of business cards. Like, make one really great. And he talks about how to do it, and cocaine is involved. it's almost that kind of thing.
It's always involved.
Yeah, I see. Like, I go to these festivals and I meet, you know, sorry actors, but actors who like they give their card to everybody and they're walking the red carpet and like, oh, we want, you know, and it doesn't really do anything for them. You know, you really need, like, you know.
But conversely,
as Mira said, you have to.
Somebody like Andi Timoner, who's a very makes a lot of documentaries. Two that won Sundance, Dig, and the one about the guy who's, anyway, I forget the other, We Live in Public. Anyway, she works a room like I've never seen anybody in my life.
Yeah, but it's also a natural part of her personality.
Yeah.